conversation. Today we have our special guest, DJ HenHouse. How you doing?
I'm good. What's going on with you?
Good. Glad to have you here.
Glad to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Yep. So why don't you start off by telling me a little bit about yourself and exactly what you do?
My name is DJ HenHouse. Active DJ here in the city of Detroit over 30 plus years. Currently, president of the Detroit TNA DJs and the TNA DJs, which is a national DJ organization.
Okay.
With a lot of strip club DJs around the country. I also do market promotions, branding. I kind of wear a lot of hats, because of my extensive time in the business. But I want to say I primarily focus on doing marketing. I still DJ on a regular basis, and I help independent artists.
Okay, awesome. How did you come up with your name, DJ HenHouse? Where did that come from?
Whew, man. Now that's going in the history books. Well, and this is really dating myself. It was a record that was out some years ago, and one of the lyrics of the song was "Crack killed Applejack, death lives in the crack house." When I was in high school, it was a girl that went to school with me. My name always been Hen, but everybody was like, "Death lives in the Hen house." You know what I mean? She be yelling that in the halls or whatever, and it kind of grew on or what have you. Then I was a part of a rap group too called the Fresh Boys back in the day. We had a record to Chip Ahoy, Life of the Young, been on the Apollo in New York and all that. But HenHouse just kind of became my handle, what have you. And then again, when I was in high school, I liked house music coming up, so the house kind of really fit into the whole groove of it. So here I am, HenHouse, 30 plus years later.
Okay. What do you like the most about DJing?
I'd probably have to say, as the years have gone by, I've enjoyed the idea of having the control of the crowd in regards to saying, being able to put a record on and affect the entire mood of the party. And that's a talent that you kind of develop over years. At least I did, and from working in the clubs directly, kind of watching the impact of the people in the room when you playing particular records. Then as it relates to getting older, being able to put on a record that somebody able to go like, "Oh, I ain't heard that in so many years." So I mean, it's a lot of different variations to it. I mean, I enjoy the art of being a DJ. You know what I mean? Most importantly, and a lot of the time throughout my career, I spent a lot of time trying to help boost some of the other DJs and help them kind of get into a space where you really getting your just doing your shine for what it is that you do.
Okay. So basically, you've had a career being able to do what you want to do. So I know that's very fulfilling, doing what
Absolutely.
you want to do, having
more important.
fun,
Yeah, more important than
helping
anything.
others along the way.
Absolutely.
So that's what's up.
More important than anything is I can honestly say here it is 30-some years I've been pretty much on my own clock. You know what I mean? And something I tell my kids that if you can set your own tone and move when you want to move, you can't beat that.
Right. So, what do you think is the biggest difference between the club scene, the strip clubs as well, in the early 2000s to now?
Well, in my opinion, the early 2000s, late 90s were some pivotal times here, especially in the city of Detroit. I mean, the adult entertainment business was thriving, and even the club scene was thriving, but the club scene didn't have the energy that the strip clubs had at that particular time, and that was only because, particularly here in Detroit, the strip club was the only thing that was open 7 days a week. So you had a situation where Sunday through Saturday you could go to any one of the strip clubs in the city, get something to eat. Here probably one of the hottest strip club DJs in the city, especially when you start talking about the weekends, because all the main guys, the Drunken Masters, the DJ Flexes, myself, and a bunch of others we were in the clubs the Fridays, the Saturday nights, the Sunday nights, and those were the impactful nights. Now that's not to say that Monday nights you couldn't go over to the Brass Key and be able to rock out, or or Tuesday night at Chocolate City, you know what I mean, with me. You know what I mean? It was just so many different pockets, but I mean, that was the main thing. Now, when we started talking about the regular clubs, because I was lucky enough because I was in between both, the regular clubs started to have to compete with the strip clubs by putting dancer poles in the club. They started selling lamb chops. You know, it was whatever we could do to compete with the strip clubs. You know what I mean? And to me, that was one of the things I could never understand, even for the city of Detroit. It's like you would enforce certain rules for the strip club, but here's the regular club, you know, or the cabaret. A girl could pretty much come in here naked, and y'all don't say nothing, but she in here where she got a license to do it at, and it's a problem. So, yeah, you know, it's always something though.
Okay. So, what do you dislike though about like nowadays that was better back in the day?
What do I dislike? I dislike the fact that the DJs are the DJs aren't getting they just do as they should. Okay. And being an advocate for that, and I've told the DJs, especially the strip club DJs throughout the city of Detroit, who really primarily are the nucleus to the city, and I say that again because these are the only guys that are working 7 days a week. The regular clubs, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, some Sunday, some early parts of the week, but you know it's a strip club open in Detroit 7 days a week. So for these guys to be in the club and the club owners or managers cutting into them, cutting into their pay and making a situation where here these guys at who this your driving force of your party.
Okay.
You know, any club situation, anything where here's the DJ, this is your ultimate source of entertainment. Yeah, you got these girls walking around here, but they ain't moving around to nobody beatboxing.
Right.
They ain't dancing the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So when you got these guys and they doing this and they showing you consistently they doing it, now don't get it twisted. I've also told the DJs they have to do some things to, if you will, build value into their brands. You know what I mean? Because so many times we got a lot of guys who just want to come in, plug in, and play. Those days are over with.
Right.
You know what I mean? I remember a time in the city of Detroit where the DJ could pretty much sit back and don't worry about it and the customers coming in. Those days been gone. I said that 20 years ago when I was out physically passing out flyers myself at my own parties. You know what I mean? I'm the promoter, I'm the DJ, I'm the host. Hey, you better be the graphic designer, you better do whatever it is, but at the point you build some value into what you're doing, your conversation is a little different with the club owner now, opposed to sitting back talking about, well, you should be giving me X amount of dollars, and you ain't doing nothing that this other dude with the invention of the laptop pretty much is doing, because everybody with a computer think they're a DJ, just like everybody with a phone feel like they're a photographer.
Right. And
technology.
When you establish yourself, then you add value to your name, then your name is known.
So it all go hand in hand. You got to have them both.
Mm-hmm. So, tell me, how do you think Detroit DJs are portrayed versus like when you go out of town? Do you think it's the same? You think it's better like in Atlanta or Vegas?
I'll say for like the Atlantas, the Vegas, the Miami situations, their DJs are a lot more celebrated than ours, but don't insult to them, they're not as good as some of the DJs that we have here. Okay. I mean, like, it's some national guys who are out here, and that ain't me hating on them, that's just saying the reality of it. I've listened to you, and I've listened to guys, and been like, some dudes in Detroit, you know what I mean, that I know will smash this, you know what I mean, because they understand the visual of what's going on. That's not, again, that ain't knocking them, that's just saying that there's a difference in the situation, but, you know, they've always said that, you know, Detroit isn't a music town or the Mecca or whatever. And I'm like, well, how could that be? And we still got Motown here. Right. You know what I mean? And we got plenty of people who still tied in either directly or indirectly as far as the music scene here in the city of Detroit. And they had the ability to kind of reach other people. So, I mean, the DJs here, again, they could be doing a whole lot more, because there's no reason we don't have a DJ Clue type guy here or a Funk Master Flex DJ here. And we have all of these quality DJs. I'm talking about radio and street DJs. You know what I mean? So it's definitely a difference. But to me, that's all the more reason why a DJ here should be excelling, because they should be able to look at all these other DJs from around the country and see what they're doing and know that you got a gold mine right here in Detroit. You just got to work it to your advantage.
So do you think like some of the DJs here should like be have more of a social media presence so they can get out here more, or try to like audition for something that's big, or what do you think they should do to get to that next level?
I think the majority of them have to do what was built for them. You know what I mean? Like, you got DJs who they not hosts, but understand by them not being hosts, you take a certain extra added value to your package away, because now here's said club owner, said promoter who's saying, oh, well, I got to hire in a host now because the DJ don't say nothing. Okay. You know, and that's an important element in 2019 for the DJ to be engaged. And now if the DJ is engaging with the people in the club, then it only makes sense for you to use social media to your advantage.
Right.
Because now here's that extra added value to you in terms of being the DJ in the club and saying to the club owner, yo, see, I got 500 people that came through the door, or I got 100 people that came through the door, or better yet, here go 10 loyal customers that's coming in here just because I'm sitting in here. I know that because of the simple fact where I am. When I used to drink in the club, you know, I always tell the clubs, you're going to be able to tell a spike in certain things because I'm going to be here. So if I'm in the club and it was a time when all I drunk was 1738, I'm in there, their numbers went through the roof. And I know this because my people work for Remy Martin. So they like, yo, y'all club numbers for 1738 going up. For me, that was saying, oh, you cause an impact.
Base. Right.
Because they coming in, they like, hey, what you drinking? What you drinking? What you drinking? Now, 1738 at that time, $17 a shot. Now you telling me I done sold 5, 10, 15 shots on the night. I done pretty much earned my money for the night. You know what I mean? And it's just really simple math. And that's what I'm saying to the DJs. If they build value into who they are and what they doing, then there you go. Now let's say here's the DJ that ain't drinking. But if you telling me you get 10, 15 people coming through the door, that's a win. It ain't the club owner in the city really telling you no about that, unless you just don't know how to present it to the club owners.
Right. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about hosting a little bit, because, you know, like back in the day, it wasn't all these hosts like you see now. So it's like, I mean, I done been to parties where I done seen like 4 hosts. So it's nothing wrong with the host or anything. You know, you host. I've hosted things, but why do you think some events have like multiple?
Well,
like 4.
I'm gonna be honest with you, and it ain't gonna sit well with some people, but there are a lot of people that are calling themselves hosts. Mm-hmm. And ultimately, they're not really hosts. They are people who are just talking over a microphone, and they hear their voice amplified. And for whatever reason, that's some kind of fixation of some high form. The only problem with that is, and I blame the club owners, promoters, managers, or what have you, because if you put these people in place and they're not helping you sell drinks, they're not inviting the people or keeping them aware of what's going on at the club, all they could do is say, I was on social media or I was on my Instagram and I did a video and this, that, and the other, but that's not really hosting. Mm-hmm. To me, and again, here's the DJs. Y'all created this lane because you guys aren't doing it. Mm-hmm. Meaning, especially in the strip club, the DJ is the voice of the club. He's the girl rotation. Hey, here's the drink specials. Hey, this is when we open. This is what's coming up. That's his job. Mm-hmm. Now, if the club owner or the managers don't make sure that the DJs is doing that job, then they just giving them the money, and here's the other side of it, even for the club owners. The money that the DJs get paid, it ain't coming out the club owner's pocket. It's coming out the dancers. Mm-hmm. The dancers pay tip out.
Right.
So here's the club owners. You regulate what the DJ making, and here's the DJ not doing anything to make his presence felt. Why you need to make sure you're giving me the money. Here's host. Now you got these people in here that just talking all through the DJ mix. DJ can't even get a word in to call a girl to the stage. You know what I mean? Because people they don't know really what it is. If you're going to host, and this is my honest opinion, if you're going to host, first of all, you got to be knowledgeable about the music. Mm-hmm. Number 2, you need to be aware of how the DJ himself plays. Because now, if the partnership works out, it's just like how it's supposed to be. Here's the DJ, here's the rapper. Here's the DJ, here's the host. The host know when to jump in and say, hey, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. And when to be quiet and let the music do what it's supposed to do. You know, but those people that are in the club just singing the whole hook through and all that, that's not hosting. By my definition, that's not hosting.
Just having fun and singing along.
That's it. This is karaoke. That's what that is.
So what do you think now about like the clubs with all the hookah and then they, you know, like
I think that's a great look. I enjoy seeing the evolution, if you will, of the clubs. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I think the idea that hookah stuff is huge. The only problem I have with it is, you know, and thank you, City of Detroit. Can't smoke a hookah in here, but you can't smoke that in here, but you can smoke a hookah in here. You know, it's like it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But I mean, I enjoy it. I smoke hookah. I think it's a good look. I think it's a great look. You know, I mean, I've seen people with their little portable cup holders. I don't know long term how healthy it is for you, but I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's a great look for the city.
Yeah, just definitely a lot of changes from the way stuff, you know, used to be. But like you said, it's a good look. You go pretty much anywhere they got hookah.
Yeah, they quick for it. And listen, buy your vape pen. You want to smoke, take your vape pen. You know, there you go.
Okay. Tell me about some of your upcoming and future projects.
Whew. All right, so far as for my DJs, I got a national DJ call that I'm doing on this coming Wednesday, where we're going to be featuring artists from the South, the Midwest. Let me see, Denise J is going to be on this call. Axel Vezo, PD Pablo, Twister. Who am I forgetting? My man STL Rook, Street Lord Rook, and I think three other Birmingham J, a couple other people, but this conference call is going to be unique because I titled it the non-affiliated call, which means I'm reaching out to DJs around the world.
Okay.
And they don't have to have any affiliation with any DJ organization. And the reason why I'm doing that is I got a project that I'm working on that, you know, for so many of the DJs, and again, this is me being DJ friendly, but I think about how many DJs have played records that they never made any money for, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, literally, here go a record you never got a dime for. I got something where I'm going to pay these DJs to play these records, but the beauty is they're going to do it at a specific time and a specific date, and we're going to go live over social media and do it. So this is going to be something that's a real organized effort where either an independent or a major could take advantage of tapping into a market where, let's just think about it from this standpoint. If I got 10 strip club DJs, mm-hmm. right? And we take these 10 strip club DJs and we tell each one of you guys get 10 girls apiece. That's 100 girls. There's not a club nowhere that would turn that down. Just because of the simple fact of, A, they don't have to pay the girls. The DJs is promoting the event. The DJs are already tied into the customers. And here it go. Mm-hmm. So now as we relate to me getting these DJs involved to play this particular record, same concept, just expand that across the country. Now you think about it from this. Let's take that number instead of using 10 and let's make it 100. So you got 100 DJs playing one record at the exact same time, and they all going live on social media.
Okay.
You can't even fathom that number of how many people that's going to touch.
Right. That's really thinking outside the box. That's what's up.
Power move. You know what I'm saying? We get ready to launch the next ones will be June 17th. And then there's going to be a big event here in Detroit where I'm going to actually roll out the website and the mobile app is going to be attached to it. So we got it's going to be a power move, and it's going to be something that, again, and I tried it already. I've already had a test run with it in March. We had over 70 DJs who participated in, you know, this particular event or what have you. So when they did it, that just pretty much put the stamp on it. You know what I mean? So now, if I got these 70 guys to go in and do it for free, you know what I mean? Imagine how many more people I can get on board if I'm paying them.
Right.
You know, so it's that conference call is gonna be huge for us on Wednesday. Then Thursday I'm doing Taco and Tequila Thursdays. You're invited. You and your team. Okay. That's gonna be at the Keynote Lounge on Conan on the east side. Okay. No cover before 9. Me and my girl Miss Kiki. Just trying to kind of do something. It's a new spot. Well, I won't say new spot. It's been remodeled. Looks great on the inside. Secure. It's gonna be a grown folks set. I mean, can't go wrong with that. Let's see. Coming up on Saturday, I'm doing the Shop and Sip, or Sip and Shop. That's going to be on the west side. All this information will be on my social media also as well. But the Shop and Sip for women to come out just for shopping or what have you. Shout out to She Bartenders. They're going to be having drinks or what have you. They're going to be supplying the drinks. I understand you're going to be there also.
Yeah, I'll be there as well. All
right, that'll be a good look. So that'll be hopping off. And then each and every Sunday night, I do Spitters and Strippers, and that's at Charm Strip Club over on 403 South Dix, where I feature independent artists. So artists have an opportunity that have strip club motivated records, you know what I mean, the records that are working in the strip club. They're able to send those records to me. I check them out. I set them up. They come in and perform. Shout out to Hell Management. That's my partner on that, my man Chuck Luck. And then Friday, May 24th, Movement Weekend, the start of Movement Weekend, I'm going to be doing a big house party with my man Mike Clark, Tony Nova, DJ Scent, and it's called Blue House Fridays. Okay. And it's going to be a straight house vibe or what have you, but it's going to be a good look, Memorial Day weekend. So. Okay,
so at Charm, is it like open mic? The artists get there at a certain time and sign up, or do they have to free?
It's not necessarily an open mic. Okay. I really take time because, and you know, just for the record, I was the first DJ putting artists on stages in strip clubs. I was the one who started that. Okay. I started that at Chocolate City. It used to be called Fat Tuesdays. And that was all based around, here was records that as a DJ I was playing in the clubs. And I saw the effect on those records, and I seen how the dances related to it. So my mind, ding, let's tie all of this in together. So from there was the birth of it. What ended up happening consequently is we started getting promoters and other rappers who started getting nights at clubs, and they started doing the same thing, and that's when it went into the, if you will, open mic form, and that plummeted sales for the clubs, because this was another situation where someone seen my idea, decided they was gonna jack it. The only problem is they didn't know the full concept of it, and because of that, this was the end result. Now you got all of these rappers in the club, and I hate to say it, but you got 10 guys standing around and they all going in on a bucket of beers. You know, like, and the girls aren't making money. And here's the DJ playing a record that he ain't never heard before. But that was all because no one understood all the logistics behind why I was doing Fat Tuesday. These was records I had heard already. Right. These was artists I was already performing. I mean, records I'm already playing in the club.
And everybody was being benefited from at that time. It has to be value for everybody, not a one-way street.
It can't be a one-way street. So you taking money from guys coming in just because they want to rap. Right. You don't care who they is, how they sound, none of that. You ain't making sure that the dancers making no money. Like, even for my spitters or strippers, artists got to spend some money on the girls. There's no need of you coming in here thinking that you're going to come in here and rap and you're not going to tip none of these girls. You know, that doesn't help the club. That doesn't help me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if anything, I'm providing a platform.
And you promoting them. So
and I promote you. It only makes sense.
Right.
It only makes sense. And considering that here you got an opportunity to be out in front of these people, and you possibly going to build a few fans out of it. Because guaranteed, if the dope is good, it sells itself. I've always said that. That'll never change. If the dope is good, it sells itself. It always has. It always will. So when you have an individual who got good music, you got to get behind it, especially in 2019. You know, ain't nobody working for free no more. Right. I mean, that's just the reality of it. It's got to be something in it mutually for both parties. You know what I mean? Or all the parties involved. And if you ain't looking at it from that aspect, I mean, I hate when artists come to me, hey man, well, hey, can you book me? Can you book me? You can't book yourself. Show me where you've been out and someone hired you to do an event and you promoted it and made sure that you had some people in the room for yourself. Because I think so many times for DJs, artists, everybody think it's all about, oh, they booked me so I'm straight. No, if you really straight, you getting your people to come out. Because now, this again, building value into your brand. And now that you built that value into your brand, now you're able to say, okay, this is why you got to pay me X amount of dollars.
Absolutely. Okay, now with that being said, what type of advice would you give to a young person that wants to start DJing? They may be in like their late teens. What would you suggest for them to do to start off?
And it's funny you asked me that because I do. I got a couple of young DJs who, you know, matter of fact, not even a couple. I gotta say a few over the years who have reached out to me, and I've actually took the time to say, hey, look, here, this is what you need to do. Young man named Loose Cannon. DJ Young V from here, who one of the head DJs at Pantheon. Okay. DJ Young Sid, who is in Houston, but he's doing the church circuit there, but he's doing the, if you will, Detroit version of the gospel scene there, where he doing everything that the local DJs here will be doing in terms of featuring gospel artists and all of that stuff on CDs and all that. That's what he's doing down there. You know what I mean? He took the concept and put it to use for him. I have another DJ here, DJ Hoops, 11 years old. Technically profound. Like, technically sound like this dude is no headphones, none of that. You know what I mean? And the beauty about it is that I'm encouraged by that and inspired. I'm inspired because of the simple fact of, here's this kid, 11 years old. It's 40 plus years between us. You know what I mean? But the idea that he has the basic concept together already, he's already doing parties, and his musical ear is phenomenal. You know what I mean? He could play a grown folks party, and you'd probably be surprised, like, you gotta be kidding me. How old is this kid? You know, and we didn't. I'm saying that because we put him in situations like that just to see how he handles himself. Of course, everybody in odd is seeing him. You know what I mean? But the idea that he's actually technically sound enough where he knows certain records. You know what I mean? That ain't saying that we don't feed him records from time to time, but he knows records. You know what I mean? So I'm big about that. I'm huge about that. And as a matter of fact, one of my partners is in Highland Park. We're actually talking about setting up some kind of school where
I'm gonna be next, like maybe a mentorship program or a boot camp.
Yeah, absolutely.
Weeks,
absolutely.
Yeah, awesome.
I'm definitely looking into that. And then, you know, the other side of that also is even teaching them about basic sound engineering and about how to go about properly setting your system up and how to be aware when your music is way too loud. You know what I mean? Not aware of what's going on in the room. So many DJs have that same problem. You could think about going in the club and the music's so loud, you're like, oh my God, I can't hear myself. You know, and you know what I mean? And these DJs, and these DJs, they don't really know, or they in a situation where here, the DJ booth over here, but all the speakers and stuff is out here. It's blaring out there, but you won't get out and walk to go see how loud you're playing. You know what I mean? That affects the groove of the party also. Because if people can't hear themselves, it's like, oh my God. You know, their ears ring when they leave. This ain't a concert, this is a club. Right. So, yeah, that's it.
Okay, now tell me who is one of your favorite DJs, one male and one female.
Let's see. Female DJs. I would probably say Linda Carter off the top of my head.
Is she from here?
Yes.
Okay.
DJ Linda Carter's from here.
Okay.
As far as male DJs, I have to say DJ HenHouse.
All right.
Yes, I have to say DJ HenHouse. That ain't no slight. I mean, you know, again, for the time I've been in the business, I know so many great influential DJs that are here in the city of Detroit and around the world, for that matter. So for me to just try to pick out one of those would be incredible. And I think I would say a Linda Carter name because she's somebody who, you know, has done her thing in terms of here in the city, and she touches an international market too. And, you know, I'm aware of it, you know what I mean? And that's not to say that none of the other DJs are doing that type of stuff, but yeah, that comes to top of mind, first of mind.
So do you think it's more females in the DJing business now?
Oh yeah,
previously?
Yeah. Most definitely. The field is getting. I can't say it's even. But ironically, like DJ Hoops, there's a bunch of young DJs, a bunch of young female DJs, and partially a lot of that is because their fathers was DJs.
Okay.
You know, and like for me, my daughters aren't DJs, but my second oldest, she's into marketing. She's into the music side of it a lot heavier than all the rest of my kids. But she was the one who had more of a, I want to say, concentrated inside effort to dad and the music and being around it. So I'm not surprised by any means that these young kids are coming along. And then, you know, even as far as the younger girls and boys are concerned, they technically sound. You know what I mean? Like, they proficient in using technology now. So it's made it a whole lot easier for them to kind of adapt. Now, do I think they would have had the same skill set 20 years ago? Of course not, because it wasn't, to me, for the kids, it didn't have all the glitz and glamour back then, because we was literally picking up vinyl and all of that. Now all they see is this fancy computer screen and I see all these pretty buttons. Yeah, you know, they see all the pretty buttons on the mixer and all of that. And, yeah, we didn't have none of that on the mixer. So, you know, it was really about really natural raw talent. And, you know, I hear a lot of the older DJs, guys who've been out like myself, you know, they be down on the younger guys because of them, if you will, taking the quick path. You know what I mean? You got guys now who doing major parties with nothing but their laptops. You know, and with no disrespect to them, you know, I've seen DJs in DC, you know, and in a few other places pretty much doing the exact same thing. You know what I mean? And they make it top dollar. So when I hear DJs talking about it, I mean, this generation, they don't look at it the same way we did. I mean, I had a mother who said, "Son, you can't DJ all your life." And I'm like, "Mom, this DJ's making $1 million a year DJing."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what are you saying? But I understood because my parents came from the South. They came here, their jobs was, women, y'all cleaned up houses, men, y'all went and worked at the plant. You know what I mean? That was the mindset of it. They never thought about, here it is like you with technology and being able to do a show, right, basically like that. You know what I mean? So they didn't see it from that aspect. And I ain't mad, but you know, you gotta embrace that. If you got kids and they into technology, I just looked at my grandson. He scrolling through a phone. He can't even talk. You know, he can find Baby Shark on the phone. Like, dude, you can't even talk. You know what Baby Shark? You know the icon. You know how to click. You know how to turn the phone and everything. I'm like, you won.
Yeah.
So the technology side of it is a super enhancement to the situation for the kids, and I understand why they gravitate to it like they is, because no different than them being photographers, no different than them being YouTube subscribers and all of that. Is like, how do you fail at this stuff now?
You're right about that. There's a lot of tools.
Yeah, it's how you fail.
To get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, why don't you go ahead and put your social media tags out there?
Absolutely.
Everybody can follow you.
You can follow any and everything I do. I'm real simple to find. DJ HenHouse, HenHouse 01 on Instagram. DJ HenHouse fan page on Instagram. Facebook, DJ HenHouse, Snapchat, Twitter. It's everywhere. FindVibes.com coming soon. I'm out here. That's all I gotta say. I'm out here. Check me out each and every Thursday at Taco and Tequila Thursdays at Keno Lounge, and Spitters and Strippers every Sunday at the one and only Charm, Old Chicks on Dicks.
Okay, and then you're gonna keep your page updated, like after the conference call, on the date when it'll be when all the DJs do that streaming for the one song.
Yep, that will be.
So stay tuned for that as well.
Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure we check back in with you on that, because I like to have you come in and maybe broadcast live that day yourself. You know what I mean? Because the event that we're gonna do in July is gonna be really big. So I'm gonna try to get all. I'm gonna have a whole social media section and all of that. So it's gonna be a good look.
Okay, that's what's up.
I appreciate you having me on the show.
Oh, I appreciate you coming.
Thank you very much.
And you can follow me as well, of course, at Electric Elevation on Instagram, on Facebook, and on YouTube. Thank you very much. Peace.
Peace.